morning for me. I don't know where you are in the world. Hopefully I sound okay. I've been bobbing around on different screens. Give me 1 second while I see you guys. Super Shade, thanks to you and me again for the class. It's been awesome watching these shows over again. Super Shade, thank you so much. Alpha Cat, Superintendent. Naka, hello. Welcome in, Alpha Cat. Yes. Dortaz, Boot to the Woo. Yes, so we're going to be doing this music is big. Is it too loud? It's a bit loud. Okay. I love this music, though. Lower the game, please. How's that, you guys? Does that sound okay? Is it too loud still? It's a loud game. I'll go right down to that. Is that better? Hello! Coincidence control. Apologies. Well, what I was saying is I've been bouncing around on these different screens. That's why I didn't have time to test the audio. But we streamed EP Classic at 9 a.m. Pacific, and then Judgment Day Classic at 9:30 Pacific, and here we go. Now it's too quiet. You guys are amazing. All right, I think we're gonna go with that. Is that okay, you guys? Can you hear it? Oh, Macho King, it was better before. Jitter Domer. Okay, how's the balance? Is it okay? I imagine Lee enjoyed the deafeningly loud music while showing. Diddy Kong Racing. All right, let's go. Sam I Am 111, first in the house. X-Men, House of Trading. Great to have you guys here. Sounds good now. Yup. Okay, good. All right, I'm just going to grab my keyboard in case I need it. Pop that right there. I'm going to boost the chat just a little bit here so I can read it a little quicker, because you shouldn't race and read. But great to have you here, Cutter's Way, Sean McGonigal. I hope you guys enjoyed the classic shows. Blair Farrell, PMP Games, and now the best kart racer for N64. Yes, PMP, agreed. Do you have this game in stock at PMP? For anybody that has their N64 but doesn't have this cartridge, Riley King, can't hear you. Thank you. Thanks, you guys. Thank you for being here with that. The Sims are oversaturated these days. Great to have you, Jitter Domer. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. Audio's better. All right, cool. Classic shows were awesome. Thank you, Video Game Library. Thanks for spreading the word. Appreciate your support big time. Thank you. Okay, this is the Analogue 3D version. I'm using the 8-bit do controller, and I set it up, but I'll show you guys. I'm not going to fiddle with the controller's not connected. Okay, now it's paired. I'm not going to fiddle with the hardware. I figured let's just play the game. But you can, this is the Analogue 3D front end, so you can change some of the display settings. You can quit the cartridge and go back into the menu. We're just going to play this morning, okay, you guys? And I'm going to start right from the very beginning, and we're gonna check out why this is also my favorite kart racing game for N64, and it's still in my top 5 kart racers of all time. I absolutely adore this game. That being said, it's been a long time. All right, so here come all the pre-apologies for my crappy playing, but it's been a long time since I played this, so let me get acclimated, okay? Yeah, I'm going to be streaming some stuff, Dartaz. I don't know quite yet, but I'll figure that out. We're going to do some streams next week. I've got a Reviews on the Run for you, too. The last Reviews on the Run of 2025. That should go up on Monday on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/EPNTV if you're on Twitch. Thank you for subbing. Thanks for hitting that sub button on YouTube and the follow button on Twitch. Let's start at the beginning of Diddy Kong Racing, and we are going to play as Diddy. Here we go. Okay, it tells you to caution. We're going to play the adventure, and we're going to go new. And we're going to go, it's going to be called Bat. I erased this last night. I only had 4 balloons, so we're good. So I'm sure I finish this game, those aren't tags I would use, MGM or ABC. We must have had a couple of cartridges at EP, but it's been a long time, you guys. Hey, Foreign Crane, first-time chatter. I love to see that on Twitch. Hey, Vic, love your work. You and the team at Reviews on the Run inspired me to get into games journalism in my 20s. Keep up the great work. Absolutely, Foreign Crayon. And thank you for those kind words. Thank you for supporting our material. And keep at it. Just remember to have fun. And remember to come up for air, man. You got to get outside. I think that's one of the side benefits of Reviews on the Run. Like, we had to go and interact with the communities out there. People. We had to go out in the world. And it was a very healthy way to make content. That's why I'm still doing it now. That's why I still leave the basement, force myself to go somewhere, even on crappy days in Vancouver, and shoot something, and people look at me funny. Less now, because everybody's got cameras. But I think it's very important to touch grass, as they say, Avatar Guy. Yes, thank you. Until the snow comes. No, man, I want to shoot in the snow. I'll figure it out. Dartaz. Dragon Knight 94, first time chatter. Welcome. Remembers having this game when they were a kid. All right, you guys, here we go. So this little guy will change. I can't talk to him yet, but I get to change my craft. That was the cool thing about Diddy Kong Racing, is that you weren't just in the cart. You love the racing cart shoot location. Yeah, that was cool. I haven't done the in current Reviews on the Runs. I haven't done the reach out to shop owners and start asking them to shoot inside. I've had a couple of ideas about that, but that's a whole other process, and you have to sort of appeal to the business owner and, you know, make sure you're not interfering with people shopping or whatever. But there might be the occasional interior Reviews on the Run shoot. Especially on really crappy, rainy, sideways rain days. Some of the best music in kart racing, too. Love this. Absolute masterwork from Rare, who were such a special developer for this platform, especially. They still are. They're an incredible developer, but in the 90s and early 2000s, man, they were just unstoppable. Integral for the success of the Nintendo 64. Which I loved. Not everybody loved this machine, but I really loved it. And I think 60% of that were the games that Rare made. They were just so inventive. Looks like I'm going to cruise to my first balloon here, guys. Haven't even had to fire off a rocket yet. That's it. I gotta check out Blair Farrell. I have to check out Yooka-Laylee. I played Yooka-Laylee and I enjoyed it, but I've heard Replay-Lee is much more fun. They were in rare form, yes, Darktaz, very nice. Yeah, it would be great if Microsoft, now that they're publishing everywhere, they own Rare, it would be great if they assembled some of the old team. Listen to me dream here. If they assembled some of the old team and said, okay, we want a sequel to Diddy Kong Racing, it's going to be co-published by Microsoft and Nintendo, and it's going to be an exclusive on Switch too. It would be redonkulous and like money to be made everywhere, except that, you know, Xbox would say, well, we would want publishing rights on other machines, and Nintendo would never do that. But this game was so freaking special. I don't see... Did I just go right back to the same track? I just looked at 2 balloons for entry. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't mind redoing a race. This controller's pretty good. Because I've been playing a lot of new stuff, I haven't had time to go back to this too often, to the Analogue 3D. I have been playing, and and I thought about doing that for the stream today. Star Wars Rogue Squadron, which is phenomenal. I keep dipping back to that. But I felt like I'd probably get copyright flagged on all the awesome Star Wars music in that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, I held it together. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Here we go. It's running pretty smooth on the... I've got this on Unleashed. Or, no, there's another level. I forget what it is. It's just below Unleashed. And Unleashed is... It's part of the overclocking that the Analogue 3D can do. I didn't go to Unleashed just in case there was any graphic hiccups or whatever. I updated the firmware on this thing yesterday. I'm assuming there will be a lot of new additions to what this machine can do. Probably some other FPGA functionality. Like, I'm sure it'll play other consoles and stuff in the future. But I updated the firmware last night, so it's the most recent firmware. And... it's running pretty damn good. I've got this set up on the CRT mode, so you can probably see some scan lines in it. But it looks good to me. Avatar guy. And the other reason why I chose this, and so I think it's going to impact some of my streaming decisions this week, is that it's got a holiday vibe about it, doesn't it? It feels like a package you unwrap on Christmas Day. Nintendo letting Rare go was a damn shame. Agreed, tentative. Blair Farrell added, The World Is Not Enough, Ms. Pac-Man, Beetle Adventure Racing, Duke Nukem 64, Jet Force Gemini, and Toy Story 2. Donkey Kong 64 was a grind. It was. Okay, so I have 3 balloons, so I can start unlocking new doors now. Christian got their N64 on Christmas Day back in the day. Best Christmas present ever. Yeah, a lot of Nintendo published stuff, I don't know, symbolizes that Christmas spirit vibe, I feel, you know? They have a lot of holiday-themed levels in their games, and there are some in this. It's just, it is good-natured stuff. I like this so much better than Mario Kart 64, which is still really cool. And I know that's a lot of people's favorite Mario Kart. But I just found it so cheap. That game is... Like, the AI in that game is so freaking cheap. The catch-up logic, as they call it. This was such a clever idea to put this adventure mode into this as well. So there are actual boss fights that you get into in this game. And then there are mini games, and there's different vehicles that you get to drive and fly. Remarkable game. Oh my god, I'm in the water. I'm gonna lose first place because of that. Get up there! Oh, I used the wrong damn thing. Oh! I lost! I fell in the water! User error! Try again. Alpha Cat misses Rare. Almost Avatar Guy. Thanks for the support. Imagine this running at 60 frames a second. I'm sure there's some PC hacks. Some of which I'm imagining will be able to apply to the Analogue 3D down the road, right? I'm sure there's going to be some kind of mod support for this machine at some point. That's where I fell. Okay, here we go. Anybody out there, an Analogue customer? Anybody got one of their platforms? The Pocket is my favorite of their devices. And I think this is my second. I have the, shit, again. You know what it is? It's that frickin' speed ramp. That's what's doing it. Okay, go, 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 go. I'm not gonna do that again. You get the greed. You get the greed. You want the speed. Greed for speed, and then, boom, you're in the water. Boom. Between this and the Polymega, I don't need an actual N64 anymore. You're right. Oh, you picked up the 3D. You got it. Blair Farrell, fantastic. Did you just get one?
This is for you.
Or did you order yours a year ago like I did? I don't really care about I knew that new colors and all that stuff was going to come. I got just the black one. Superintendent says N64 will forever be a Christmas console for me as well. Got the one with the extra atomic purple controller as a kid. That's amazing. Macho King has the Super NT and the Analog Pocket. Both really rad, aren't they, Macho King? Hyper Mega Bomb. Diddy Kong Racing was their first N64 game. How cool is that? What a way to start. Okay, so I've unlocked all of those. I need one more balloon to get the volcano. What else is down here? I can unlock some other doors. I think what they want you to do... Oh, this is the boss fight. Yeah, okay, so I need to get... No, what is this time? What does this clock do? I forget.
Hi there. I'm TT.
You can ask me about your game status or select my time trial mode to practice the level. I also have save your best ghosts. That's cool. We're fine for right now, Clocky, or whatever they call them. Yeah, Macho King. The pocket is incredible for that, isn't it? Your older brother brought home Diddy Kong Racing and you played while he went to work? Sounds like a fair deal, Alpha Cat. That's awesome. All right, here we go. Now, of course, this is the 4-player racing as well, but you got to plug in. It's not online play, right? You got to have the extra controllers and the humans beside you and play split screen, which I haven't done yet. Did I just come out of here? I think I did. I don't know the world yet. Well, I knew the world. I have since forgotten the world. Okay, let's go out and find another door I can open up. Couch co-op was peak. So important. I have yet to plug this in where my family and I will all sit down and play something. We are obsessed with Dr. Mario 64, which we play on NSO, it's great that it's there. But I have the cart, so I'd like to hook up some controllers to this thing and play it on this thing. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Okay, so maybe that's the only place I can go right now. Let's change vehicles. Let's go into a plane. Let's go. Thank you.
Can I help you further? Bye for now.
All right, here we go. Hey! So there's all these little nooks and crannies in this game. I don't think I can... No, I can't fly everywhere. But there's secrets galore in this fantastic title. I need 10 balloons to go in there. We need this on NSO stat. Oh, there's a balloon right there. Look at that. Oh, ooh, 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 and oh, 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 oh. Pretty forgiving flight. There we go. Christmas! This is what Winnipeg looks like right now, I believe. Let's go in here. Vic with the Diddy Kong sounds. Isn't this awesome? Let's go to Everfrost Peak.
Everfrost Peak.
They put Banjo-Kazooie... It's on NSO, isn't it? Pretty sure that it is. This is wonderful. I mean, honestly, who wasn't bopping along while they were playing this freaking game back then? The music is sheer joy. Add some jingle bells to this. Love it, man. This should be like the Christmas staple, like the Bublé album. Come on, Nintendo, put this on Nintendo Switch Online. Let more people experience this genius. Work it out. What Xbox should do is let Nintendo Switch 2 have the OG Xbox games on Nintendo Switch Online. Wouldn't that be incredible? Play Crimson Skies and multiplayer on the Switch 2. Please! Rareware 64 era for the win! Foreign Crayon says, as a Winnipegger can confirm, that's what we look like right now. We're supposed to get rain and snow for a couple hours or so today. We'll see. Oreo came out with a sugar-free flavor, Avatar guy says. Oh man, I don't know. Usually those sugar-free things, I don't know, have you guys ever eaten those things? They use a thing called maltitol, a lot of these companies. That just makes you poop. It is full-on laxative season. It like you have a chocolate bar and you're embarrassed. It's the worst. No, I prefer dates. There needs to be more date sweetened stuff. And honey. A little maple syrup is good. Sugar-free tastes like metal, yeah. Yeah, maltitol is evil. I've been on vacation and maltitol has played a part on in those vacations. So F you, maltitol. All right, here we go. I mean, is this not getting you in the Christmas spirit right here? This is like what I just talked about with Kirby's Pinball Land on Game Boy. It's not too cluttered. There's a lot of ideas, there's a lot of gameplay going on. Some storytelling, some character interaction and stuff, but it's not too much. It's not overbearing. And if there's one criticism I could levy at Sonic Racing Crossworlds, which is amazing, it is that it is overbearing. I think you put that game in front of, like, if you wanted to play co-op or, couch racing or something like that with somebody beside you in Sonic Racing Crossworlds, it's maybe it is like the perfect kart racing game for the social media age when we're all overstimulated, but it feels like cacophony. It's just, there's so much going on in that game at the same time. And, Mario Kart World, I think, to a degree also, but again, there's some beautiful open extended pieces to Mario Kart World which are inviting to everyone. I lost. I did not pick up the pace. I have 30 hours in Crossworlds. It is an amazing game, for sure. The character select screen in this music hasn't stopped playing since I saw Vic's tweet that he would be playing Diddy Kong Racing today. That's awesome. Welcome back, John Yumtop. All right, here we go. Oh, Mario Kart World is so lovely. It's such a great game. I know it's maligned. I know it hasn't sort of hit the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe heights yet. But it is a wonderful game. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is still the best Mario Kart game, but that's only because of nearly a decade worth of additions. And that I think will come to Mario Kart World. But if Nintendo published or co-published a Diddy Kong Racing sequel with all of these different vehicle options and stuff, I think that could be a real threat for kart racing dominance. Especially if they got some of the original team members on board. Got you! I gotta pick this up. Let's go! I gotta go for the blue balloons. Those are my thrusters. I love that there's like echoes of Christmas carols, but not quite. There we go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, I missed the damn balloon. That was it. I needed that thing. Oh, and I missed the speed thing. Let's go. Oh, he's gonna win again. No. Oh, I got him. But he still won. Ah. Wow. Hey, Maxturbator 69. I love that. Happy Saturday, Vic, and Merry Christmas. Right back at you. All right, I got to beat this track, you guys. I'm doing it again. Doing it again. Let's go. All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh, I know there's a boost, like jump off the line, but I forget how to do it. And the bananas make you go faster. As they do in real life, I'm told. There's my drift. Yeah, baby. Pretty erratic drift. Oh! Oh, too much. Too much! Come on now! Ah! There is some strategy to this track that I just don't have down yet. Nope. The blue one. Oh my god. Just needs to have a slightly silkier frame rate, so I feel a little more in tune with this. You kind of have to sort of predict where your card's going to go. It's partially because we're on snow as well, but... Oh, Jesus. Come on, come on, come on, come on! Oh! Give me the homing missile! Oh man, I lost it. Lost it again! Third! That's worse! Who came up with the name Judgment Day? How involved were you with the way it looked, with the transitions and graphics and stuff? Thanks, Vic. Take this 10 bone. Oh, you are the best Cutter's Way. And a great question. Okay. G4 wanted the name Judgment Day. They had a whole branding team over there, so they wanted it to kind of exist in the space of their other television shows. And Tavis did all the visuals. Tavis Dunn, our art director, did all of the graphics and stuff. And I'm sure what happened is we sent down revisions, worked with their branding people and their logo and transitional people. That was one of the problems with G4, honestly. Like, it was a really slick network, but I think from an objective standpoint, one of the issues with G4 and a lot of cable networks, quite frankly, and this might have been part of the idea, is you couldn't tell when one show began and another show ended and another show began. There was kind of this consistency all the way through. And it's because they had Portal and Cheat and a bunch of other shows, and they had a similarity to everything. So I think how it went down at Tavis, when I eventually do sit down with him and we talk about production, which I think K16 asked for me to do in a podcast, I think that would be great. I'm pretty sure how it went down is they went back and forth on names. They pitched us on a name. I said, okay, Judgment Day is pretty cool. And so we kept going on that. And then in terms of graphics, I'm sure we sent some ideas. They sent some feedback. They may have sent some ideas. And it went back and forth until we kind of settled on the way that the visuals were all going to look for Judgment Day. But it was always reviews on the run. It was always a direct distillation of the concept that we'd already been running for 7 seasons by that point. And so it was interesting because a lot of Americans were first introduced to our programming through Judgment Day. And then EP came later in the States to G4, even though we'd been airing on Discovery Science and a bunch of other stations and stuff prior. And then in Canada, Reviews on the Run was the most popular chunk of EP. And so it became sort of a smooth path for us to launch Reviews on the Run in Canada as its own separate branded show. I had pitched that show, by the way, to Discovery in 2001. I'd gone out to Discovery in Washington, D.C. to sit down with the heads of all of their cable networks and pitch them, because EP was already running, and pitch them on Reviews on the Run, and then another show called Entertainment Tomorrow, which was going to be focused on all of the digital work that was happening in entertainment, so a lot of the visual effects and all that stuff. We put a whole pilot together and pitched this concept. And Paramount got word of our name, Entertainment Tomorrow. They were not happy about that. But it was about the future of entertainment and how it paralleled what gaming was already doing. And they greenlit it. So I left that meeting with a verbal green light on all 3 shows that were going to premiere in 2002. And I've said this before, but 9/11 actually changed everything. When the 9/11 terrorist attacks happened, the leadership team at Discovery pivoted and changed direction and changed focus, and the violence in games became a thing, and so we didn't have that go-ahead order in 2002, which was unbelievable. You know, people had way more difficult hurdles to overcome based on those attacks, but it honestly did affect our little company, which was crazy. But then G4 was launching, and so that was like a door closing and another door opening. Entertainment Tomorrow would have been pretty rad. We shot something pretty cool for it. We shot some cool pieces. I'll put that up on the channel once we get through everything. The idea with all of this archival stuff is, because we've done docs and other things as well. The idea is just keep going, you know, and then maybe do some of the raw footage, raw interviews and things like that. But we've got a lot of episodes to get through before we get to that. Okay, here we go, you guys. Muad'Dib Jedi loved reviews on the run. That's what made me get Skyrim on the 360 back in 2011. Incredible game. Okay, here we go, you guys. I'm trying again. I want to win this one. Entertainment Tomorrow sounds like an awesome idea. Well, I'll tell you what, Hyper Mega Bomb. When EP became EP Daily in 2008, that is what Entertainment Tomorrow was pitched as. We started talking about all the cool stuff every day. It's like we made a Comic-Con for you guys every single day, and we you know, it was just filled with variety. We didn't know we didn't know where we would be from segment to segment. You know, we'd be on a set, we'd be in a game studio, we'd be talking to comic book people, we'd be talking to people building web series and musicians, all kinds of cool stuff all the time. And to this day, nothing is made like that. Nothing. You know, I look around, I see a lot of stuff, but they're nothing like that. And I didn't know if it was going to work because it was a big ask for viewers to go from a weekly video game focused thing to, you know, suddenly we're talking about Iron Man and all kinds of, you know, other nerdy things. But it did. It really did. And when we watched those first early episodes, I was like, oh my God, if we weren't making this, I would love this show. I would watch this every day for sure. So I'm really grateful and proud and honestly still kind of in disbelief that we got to, and I still get to, you know, do this dream stuff thanks to you guys. But I sure miss working with the group, man. That is the only thing about these days. Everybody can be very self-sufficient, but there's something to be said. And there's a lot of rewards for being able to pull off a lot of stuff on your own these days. It's pretty cool, but yeah, there's nothing like that collaboration and watching everybody win together, you know? I remember some of the early days on EP Daily when Marissa or Jose or some of the other team members were going on trips that I would always be going on. You know, you can see in the early days of EP, I was everywhere, and it was amazing. But then I started to see my teammates go on these fun adventures, and I was so happy for them because it's like, oh my God, I'm like passing the baton here. This is great, you know? And I really, I don't know, I got a real joy out of being able to bequeath these cool experiences to other people. I know they miss that stuff, and I miss them. I miss that whole beatific kind of space that we were in for a long time. Oh, David Harrow used to post on the EP forum. The websites just became really expensive to keep managing, and it's funny because, oh my God, look at this, Blair Farrell. Oh, dude, thank you so much, my friend. I can speak for everyone in saying we're all glad you're still here doing this. Happy holidays to you and your family for many years to come. Jeez, man, that is so freaking kind. Thank you, Blair. Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, I was answering David's question about the EP forum. Essentially, with the site, it was like its own little business, and so you kind of have to. It kind of has to justify itself advertising and stuff. And so it's like you got to have some kind of person that's focused on that, you know, putting the web content together, managing all of that stuff, making sure it's secure, because one of the things with forums is people can hack into that stuff. And it just became more than we could manage. You know, we were making 600 half hours of television right around 2010. You know, we built up to that. So we were making so much TV. That was the primary focus. That's honestly why we were a little late to the game on posting on YouTube and building up our presence on YouTube, because we were so focused on our contracted deliveries of the shows. We had our broadcasters that were like waiting for TV, and we had to focus on that. And even though we saw that people were starting to watch digital first, we couldn't quite make that transition quickly enough. It wasn't until we were off the air where it was like, oh, wait a minute, there's this whole other opportunity through this. But man, I sure miss what being on television provided us, and that was, people will watch in a communal way on TV. I don't know how many of you guys used to watch EP or reviews with other people in your house, but I would run into families on the street, and they would tell me that they would all watch together, and I didn't anticipate that or plan for that, but that's what became of the shows. And it was so rewarding. It was so cool to see a grandfather and a kid and the parents, and everybody was watching the stuff together. It's like, wow, man, that's so cool. And now I don't think we do that. Like, everybody that's watching right now, are you watching with anybody else? Let me know in the chat if anybody is beside you watching this stream right now. And I appreciate you being here no matter how you're here, but I'm curious. I feel like, we're building a society where we're all watching stuff alone all the time. You're watching with your dog. Well, hello to your dog. Just you on your PC. I'm watching my ownsies. I know, and that's just the way we're being. It's better for the algorithms. It's better for the data tracking. But there's something about the shared viewership, and that's what I miss about that TV space. Watch them with chat. Naka, that is an excellent point, because I think that this community is so freaking cool and so positive and so over all of the toxic bullshit that's out there that it does feel like, we're all hanging together, and I love it, man. Like, you guys really make, jumping online and playing this stuff so joyful for me. Like, it's really freaking fun. Because I gotta be honest, too, like, playing video games can be, and it always was this way, can be super isolating, right? Like, you spend hours and hours and hours and hours in something, and then you come back and you talk about it with your buds on the, in my case it was making content, but I'm sure that that's what you guys do with your friends. So it's been a really cool transition to this digital delivery sort of platform of making this content, to also be able to play this stuff with you guys, and to not to play this stuff in isolation. G4 used to reshow the entire week's EP dailies back to back at some point, and I used to have it playing in the background with my brother. Good times, Pietro. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Well, that was something that I did not predict with being on television. I did not predict we would become a part of people's lives, man. Like, it was a huge honor to just be on TV, and then to keep making seasons. And it was a lot of, like, piecing pieces together to try to find the budgets to make the show, and then eventually had enough of a roadway that we became a part of people's lives, but the other thing back then, I didn't do this. I didn't stream back then, so I never knew who was watching. I'd go to events like conventions or something like that, and then I would meet people IRL that were watching, and they would tell me that they were watching. Oh no, I'm stuck. No. Oh, I lost this big time. Let's start this over again. Yes. So that is one of the cool things about today, is that I do get this real-time feedback on what I'm playing, or oh my goodness. Okay, I'm not taking that damn turn right there. We're in the restart race mode already on this game. It's getting serious, guys. But that instant feedback is pretty freaking marvelous. And the comments and stuff you guys leave under videos and stuff, I love it too. Most of them. I do feel like there's a lot of people that are trained on toxicity, and it always blows me away. Like, people expel energy that they could be using in a productive way, but they expel energy to insult, you know, or throw some kind of negativity out there. It's like, okay, you know, you can use that energy for good things. But there's a lot of the media landscape right now is just so caustic. I'm looking forward to the age of empathy, man, which I believe we are heading towards. All right, here we go. So don't take a left. I think they say that in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Oh no! Oil slicked it. This is a very short race. Oh, just missed it. Oh. Neebs Gaming. Were you talking about that before, Avatar guy? Gotta check it out. Gotta parry with all the attacks. You're right. I Red Earth. I'm toxic. Some of my favorite memories of these games of this era was when they were brand new and in kiosks and malls or department stores, playing them with a group of... I mean, that's very much analogous to the... that's Captain Awesome Note #1 Zone. Playing these things on kiosks was very cool, pardon me. But that's analogous to the arcade days. And I don't know if anybody has memories of going to an arcade and watching somebody just kick ass at Defender or Space Ace or something like that, and just being in awe. That was really fun. I think that's the thing that we shouldn't forget about video games, is that they're improved, they're enhanced by the sharing of them. You know, whether it's recounting the experience of playing it or playing with some other people. Like, games are amazing when you're alone, for sure. They are. And they can be such terrific escapism from whatever you got going on. But there's something really special about telling people why you love something, and it's infectious, man. I've had so much reward just, you know, even in like day to day, but also like when I go on to have a business conversation with someone, I'm pitching something or talking about partnerships or something like that, and I just sit down and I tell people what I'm playing and why I'm playing it and why it matters. There's so much, I don't know, joy that comes out of that. That's how you do it. First place, right there. I need to play more colorful, goofy games with bubbly music. This is putting me in a good mood. Right, Superintendent? You know, that was something I didn't say about the Smash Brothers review on GameCube. But when I look back, because we got a lot of, you know, we didn't like it, Tommy and I, when we played it back then. But when I look back at that time, we were two dudes in our 30s, because we'd already been going for a little while when we reviewed that. And we'd been playing games for a long time, and we reviewed that game in the same week as Grand Theft Auto 3 and Dead or Alive 3. Two very mature games. And then there was this cutesy little brawler with the Nintendo mascots. And it was like, what the hell is going on? Even though Smash on N64 was out there as well. But it was just a weird... We just couldn't jive with it then, you know? But as I've gotten older,
I challenge you to a race.
I have certainly learned to love and appreciate... Oh, it is go. The cartoony qualities of a lot of Nintendo games or E-rated stuff. and the value, the extended value of them, and the joy of them. And Smash too. Like Smash has been growing and getting better and stronger, and putting all kinds of other different characters from across the industry into it. But when I reflect back on playing Smash on GameCube in that time period, we were not in that headspace, man. We were not in that headspace. We were ready for the edginess. We were ready for the Scorsese era of video game storytelling. All right, here we go. Ooh, I can't read and fly. Thank you all for joining me, by the way. Thanks for letting me ramble. I think this retro weekend thing is going to be some of the most fun I have all week long. It's going to be cool to see these shows. It's going to be cool to play some classic games. I've been wanting to do something like this for a while. This is the catalyst. So I hope you guys can tune in with me on Saturdays, starting at 9 a.m. Pacific. I'll try to work out some other cool stuff to do in 2026 as well. This is superb. Like, still an excellent game in 2025, man. Rare, you knocked it out of the park. Such an incredible developer. Yeah, baby. Yes! I'm definitely going to check that out. John Yomtov has shared the EPN Discord links on YouTube and on Twitch. Make sure you sign up on the community. You guys can check in with each other when I can't stream, if I'm off shooting a review or doing something else. All of these folks are getting together, and it's really freaking rad, and I appreciate that so much. K16 says, for what it's worth, people used that anger and convinced Evo to acknowledge and accept Super Smash Bros. Melee as a valid fighting game for competition. I have to permanently disagree. It's all good. Vic, be proud of your Smash review. It's awesome that you guys were honest about how you felt then. Always have been, man. And I'll straight up, talk about any of the mistakes that I made. The one that I always think about is SSX3, which I called at a 7 or 7.5 on the show, because we'd had Tricky and we'd had the first SSX on PlayStation 2. SSX3 is one of the best video games ever made. It is such a freaking incredible game. And so I reviewed it and went back to it and kept playing and playing and playing. It might have been towards the end of the year, but I became so obsessed with it that I did do a follow-up re-review on how much I love that. But, the thing is you have a finite amount of time. You review in the headspace that you're in. Sometimes you're just not in the right headspace to appreciate them. But you gotta get out there and do the work. So you play and you talk about how you feel. But that's the way I've always done it. It's never been otherwise. I needed SSX3 to cook for a little bit longer. That's right, Tislor. That game is divine. And it's an amazing game. Actually, if you have the Xbox Series X or S, I think it'll play well on, but it plays beautifully. So it was the OG SSX3, and I think you can buy it. I think you can buy it on the Microsoft Store and play it on the new Xbox, and it's amazing still. Oh, Scissor Kick Pro is wondering what I'm playing on. I have the Analogue 3D. So this is the FPGA emulation machine from Analogue. Got the 8-bit Do. I like 8-bit Do, like Nintendo. 8-bit Do, I don't know what it is. I see a lot of people calling it the 8-bit Do. That sounds weird to me. The 8-bit Do N64 flavored controller, which is pretty damn good. And the machine is great. It's over there, so I can't lift it up. But I'll show you the front end. on the... I'm not going to quit, but you can change some of the settings and stuff. I'm not going to change any of the display stuff because I have it the way I like it right now. But this is a great little device. Okay, so now I can go into here, and I think we're in boss fight mode. Yes, I did talk about the and I did talk about the Analogue 3D on Reviews on the Run. Oh, I've done that too, Blair Farrell, for sure. But it's talking about the chafe flop. You know, you have the moment in time, and you got to step up when you're reviewing something. You got to just call it from the heart. And sometimes your opinions change. You know, a lot of games that I found this when I started doing the side-scrolling superheroes piece on our YouTube channel. I'd pick up some of these classic superhero games that I think I probably would have dismissed as pretty average or pretty mediocre when I first played them on a Game Boy Advance or something like that. And then I found a lot of joy out of playing them in the 2020s, you know? I think I started doing that in the, like 2022 or something like that. And I've done a lot. There's still a bunch I haven't got to, and I want to get back to those. So I'm going to try maybe to incorporate some of those into Reviews on the Run as well. But I love side-scrolling superhero games, and there's been a lot of incredible ones. And what's interesting is time can be super kind to things that you think are pretty average, especially if there's a licensed component to it. Look at how cool this is, because the game represents more than just gameplay, you know, and what else might be out that year. Okay, I was pretty close. Terminator 2 2D No Fate is a perfect example. That is a 9.5 game from my perspective, and that perspective includes looking back at a lot of these classic licensed experiences. That is more than a game. That's why I bought it physically. I have the day one edition. I haven't, you know, I get a lot of review codes and stuff, and I don't spend a lot of money on the games afterwards because I played them and I've reviewed them, and I have a huge collection of stuff, so I feel like I don't need to acquire a lot more physical stuff. But this is such a delightful treat, and it deserves preservation. It deserves to be an item in your collection because it's so freaking cool. I think it's going to be one of those games that people look back on for a long time and appreciate the miracle that it is. Because it is. It's a freaking miracle. It's a short game. You're going to replay it over and over again. But every second in that game is joyous. Bitmap Bureau really killed it with that. All right. And part of the reason why I call it like it's meta nostalgic, right? Like you're thinking of the film, which is a masterpiece. Okay, come on. And you're thinking of classic Terminator games, and you're thinking about classic Super Nintendo and Genesis games, and you're thinking about simpler times and all of that stuff. So it's waves of nostalgia, and then it's also got all this modern convenience. So it works on a ton of different levels, and it's not a huge time-consuming thing. And so you're also feeling like you get a lot of progression out of your sit-down with it, you know, or your replay of it. Come on, man, come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I think I have to restart this. Where is he? No. You beat me again. Asshole! All right, let's do this again. Let's go. Oh. Now, if I shoot him, I must remember to not run into him. That is my goal right now. Oh, no! There we go. Watch out for the trees. Trees are always indestructible in racing games. Have you noticed that? You run through everything, but the trees will stop you cold. He's right behind me, isn't he? Ooh. Ooh. Go! Whoa, what the hell happened there? I knew that was gonna happen! Oh. Oh. This is a far cry from last week's challenge. What the hell was last week? What was I playing last week? Note to self, don't get 3 levels on boost. 1 will do fine. Ah, frickin' trees! Go! He's gonna squish me. No! Oy. Get off the wall, dude! Get off the wall, dude! Oh my god! Go! Oh. I didn't want to run into that thing. Oh, why did he stop? Oh, no! Oh! The single palm tree put this to F with me, SD. This game is making me sweat now! I'm gonna shoot this Triceratops in the ass! Oh my god, I twitched. Alright, come on. Come on! Why would I run right at him? Come on! Oh. It's interesting that he slows down right there. It kind of trips you up. There you go. All right, there you go. There you go. There you go, buddy. Just get to the top. Oh, damn it. Stupid! Ah! Oh, hold on. I'm pressing buttons because I'm furious. Let's restart this thing. All right. Just as a frickin' palm trees. Did I change the camera? I feel like I'm pulled back a little bit here. There we go. Get out of the way, get out of the way, don't let him crush you! This corner. I can't use this. I don't even want this much boost. Oh, this freaking... Oh, Jesus. Jesus Christ. All right, I did it. Ah! I thought for sure I was going to fly off of this thing. Wow. Okay, I got it. Alpha Cat Pietro, thank you so much, you guys. Thanks for the support. That palm tree absolutely hates me. Oh yeah, I did question it all. Absolutely on Call of Duty. Yeah, big time. If I'm cursing, you know I'm stressed. Oh yeah, Donnie, absolutely. Oh, the fight was Rhino last week. Oh yes, oh my God. Oh, I lost it on that. Yeah, could not beat Defiant. I went back and tried it a couple more times, and I still couldn't beat him. Okay, so I can go back to these, but let's go. So everything's doubled up. Use the brakes a little bit more around those wild turns. Maxturbator 69. Your name just makes me giggle, man. It's like I'm in high school. It's amazing. I just see the guy from Ferris Bueller. Bueller. Maxturbator 69. Maxturbator 69. Alright, let's see what's over here. Donnie Swanson, I do still work with Blake. We just worked together. He actually helped me on that Nintendo piece that I did recently in partnership with Nintendo Canada, looking at all the third-party stuff that I love, and I'm looking forward to... Oh, I don't have enough. On Switch 2. And so Blake and I edited that together, and we're talking about some more stuff. I Red Earth says, I played an air race game on the 3DS, and the boost button was basically a teleport you into the wall button. Oh, I've been in here before. Okay, getting confused. All right, let's switch to a different craft.
Hello, friend.
This is Diddy Kong Racing. Kojut 10, have you never seen this game? Seminal.
Select your vehicle. Abracadabra.
Let's go find ourselves a
Can I help you?
hovercraft.
Bye-bye for now.
Let's go find a hovercraft race, and Asa Bro with the comment. Okay, so Maxturbator 69 and Bumtingle 69 walk into a bar. What do they talk about? Hey, there's another balloon right there for me. Let's go get that. I like them free balloons. Oh, damn. Damn. Damn! This makes me want to play Crimson Skies. Anybody else? Get it. There we go. Now, I'm not one of those guys that has been playing games forever that says games used to be better. But classic games are still frickin' essential. They're so fun to play today. And this is Exhibit A. What I did like was, you know, you didn't bet the farm on a game back then. And the game wasn't essentially a store wrapped around by cool game mechanics. There was always ambition, but there was, I think, this we're all in it together kind of attitude back then. And now I feel like a lot of games are, we don't want you to play anything else except our game. And I think that's been really destructive for the video game industry. And I mean, all you got to do is look at the November sales, hardware sales. I think people are exhausted of the expensive stuff, but also this idea that every game is a store. Every game should not be a store. Games should be less expensive, probably shorter, and they should encourage you to try other games from your publishing partner, but also from other parts of the industry, other sectors in the industry. It should be a celebration of the medium every time up to bat. It shouldn't be like, we got this, we're your one-stop app, you know? We're going to be the Facebook of games. Okay, that's great. Jack Hopkins says, I guess I'm a cloud yeller. Back in my day, video games didn't have any micros. It gives me old man yells at clouds vibes. There are excellent games being made today. Look at the incredible stuff we got this year. I'm not saying that. And some of my finest, like my favorite game is still Breath of the Wild. But I do feel like every game is a business now, you know? And we're all acutely aware of that, and I don't like that. I don't think we think of movies as like a store setting up. I'm also I think I'm turning the corner on this idea that every game needs to start a franchise too. I think there's something to be said for like our studio makes one game and then they go and they make a game in a totally different direction. I think that's pretty cool. When I was younger, I certainly felt like, oh my God, okay, can't wait for this. And I also feel like if a company does make a game that's amazing on the first kick, but they get funded to get up to 3, that third game is going to be out of this world. You know, SSX 3 and Grand Theft Auto 3, Burnout 3, there's a lot of examples of that. But I don't know if every game needs a sequel. What do you guys feel about that? Ooh, Massive Jet Grind says, game development went from studios to factories. I think that's probably a little reductive, but I think there's some truth to that for sure. Yeah, I think, I mean, what's happened for sure is that the industry has grown older, you know, and there's a lot of middle-aged people running these companies, and they want some security and they want some stability for sure, and there's nothing wrong with that. And there have also been a lot of examples of great financial success in the game industry to kind of align with, and also the demands of these games require huge industry to support them. I mean, look at the credits for Metroid Prime 4. There's so much distributed development in that, so many development teams from all over the world. But all that being said, I think you can't lose that, I don't know, that youthful love and aspiration to create art that built this industry in the beginning. And, you know, a perfect example of that is Claire Obscure Expedition 33. It's just such a out of nowhere surprise. But then another one is Eartheon. Eartheon is an incredible game. The Terminator 2D is an incredible game. There's lots of these, like, impossible things that are existing in games right now. It is set to overclock a little bit. Can you feel that, Ultimate Bendison? I wish honestly, if anybody from Analogue might be watching this or checking out this VOD later, I wish when you go into the hardware settings, you could show all of the pieces. Even if you can't toggle things, you should be able to see how everything is set. And I know that they don't want you to toggle everything while the cartridge is running. That's fine. But you should be able to see how you have set up everything. So I do have some overclocking going on here. Not all the way to Unleashed, just the one before. Enhanced Plus or something like that. But you should be able to show that off. Because there's stuff that you can do at the front end that pre the game loading that I can't show you guys. Okay. So I just came in first there, so I'm awesome. We know that. Let's see where else we can go here. So I've got 11 balloons. Here we go. SD says I have 1,200 hours in FIFA 15 because I refuse to give EA my money. That absolutely makes sense. Super Mario Sunshine deserves a sequel. I'm with you, Chris Zeiser. Unfairly maligned Super Mario game. I loved it. Alright, here we go. Here we go. You're dead, alligator guy. I don't know all their names. Alright, Badger. Alright, Tony the Tiger. I don't think you're actually Tony the Tiger. Apologies to people that know all the names of these characters. Alright. I got a lot of characters swimming in this noggin. Lap 2. Uh-oh. What a masterpiece. Like, truthfully, just such a killer achievement. I wonder if this is part of the reason why Nintendo sold them. They're like, F these guys, they made a better Mario Kart than we did. What is that? We gotta sell these guys. No way. Imagine their next game. Oh! I mean, this and Crash Team Racing, they really gave Nintendo a run for their money. You gotta remember, Super Mario Kart on SNES, that blew our freaking minds when that came out. Nothing like that had ever been made. And then, boom, genre made, you know? So Nintendo were the masters. So I'm wondering if there was ever any, any sense of, like, jealousy that played a part in that sale. Because Rare knew how good they were. Oh, I lost. Oh, I'm so lost. Okay, we're trying again. Alright, here we go. Yeah, imagine what Diddy Kong Racing 2 would have looked like on the GameCube, guys. I mean, if they kept Rare, we would be into... They would have a beginning of a console life cycle kart racer and a middle to end of the year console kart racer, and they would both be world class. Oh. What a treat to be able to play this today, you guys. Thank you for letting me do this and coming aboard to watch. I appreciate this so much. This is so bringing me back. I love this game. Oh, man. Yes! Fortnite is the one I think that is that exception to that that microtransaction rule. Like, they're very clever over there. It's kind of irrefutable. Like, there's a lot of play, there's a lot of fun and all that. All the user-generated stuff and the different sort of attacks that they take with the partners that they make, the partnerships that they make, all that extra content. I get Fortnite. It's a lot of fun. Fusion Gaming says, I think 3 is the magic number. Trilogies can be amazing in the video game and movie industry. Once you start going past with 4 or 5, the series becomes dull. It does become an exercise in reinvention, doesn't it, Fusion? And, yeah, they aren't always able to do it. Like Burnout 4, not as good as Burnout 3. An exception, still great, though. An exception, I think, for a lot of people is Vice City. I think a lot of people like that Vice City more than 3. And there's certainly exceptions out there. Final Fantasy, I think, ironically, it's called Final Fantasy, and there never will be one. But I think they've got the idea down with their sequels, in quotations, with the idea of reinventing on a regular basis, you know, to greater or lesser successes. Captain Awesome, right there with a refute, saying, I love Mega Man 4. SD says, sure, but Fortnite feels so commercialized, it almost just feels like an Amazon-like store for kids. Agreed. You must race around me. Let's go. Let's go, Elephant Guy. I don't know why they sold Rare. I really do not understand why they sold Rare. Does anybody know? Why did Nintendo sell Rare? Was it the N64 wasn't successful enough? Was it a way to make some money for internal development for their next machine? Why did they sell this company? Oh, damn it. I'd love to talk with the Stamper brothers. I doubt they would ever say anything publicly. I don't know if there has ever been. I mean, they've done some excellent work with retro, and Next Level Gaming is amazing, but the spirit of Nintendo is so imbued in the Rare developed games. Shoot, went the wrong way. I just don't, like, it just fits. I don't know. There it is. Oh! Go! Go! I think you get the flying carpet at some point. I did it. Yes!
Hello, friend.
Kaiju Ninja says Microsoft offered a lucrative buyout for Rare's remaining shares, which made financial sense for Nintendo to accept. If I had to guess, Nintendo wasn't crazy about Rare handling some of their characters. Is that true? So there was some internal stuff? Because Rare's revenue for Nintendo was declining, SD says, per Google. The Stampers are absolutely the goats. Coincidence Control. They missed key GameCube GBA launch deadlines. Nintendo wanted to focus on first and third-party studios. SDRGX said. Okay, so the games got more complex, and they were probably losing some key members because I think the attitude at Rare was maybe more Japanese in the way, and so everybody was. There wasn't really a star-focused system, and with might not have been as lucrative to work at Rare as it was at some other companies, so they're probably losing people, and that made a difference at Rare. Interesting, right? What a company. What a story. Thunderpin says, honestly, Rare under Xbox doesn't hold a candle to what they did with Nintendo. You know, I think it's part of this game bloat, this last 10, 15 years of games just being too big. And Sea of Thieves is remarkable, and I think a very successful financial project for the companies. But I would trade Sea of Thieves in for, 10 Diddy Kong Racing sized games in 4K, even with clunky polygons, but at 4K 60 frames a second, and that handle really well. They wouldn't have to all be racing games. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't necessarily have to go to super elaborate state-of-the-art visuals. They could have sort of kept a cartoony kind of slant on a lot of their games and a little bit more focused on stuff. Diddy Kong Racing 2 was announced for GameCube, Kaiju Ninja. And it was rebranded as Donkey Kong Racing? Oh, Avatar. They are for me too, man. Avatar says these streams are such a wonderful Christmas gift. Well, I'm going to do some more throughout the next week for sure. Okay, so, because I love hanging out with you guys. It's a real treat and a real pleasure. Okay, so I have this balloon. Do I get this balloon? It's taunting me. I want it. Or is it leading me somewhere? Oh, I got it. Okay, here we go. 13 balloons. I'm sure we got... When was that supposed to come out, John Yamtov? Donkey Kong Racing. I'm sure we've got interviews about it. Duke Nukem 64 stream. I'm not the biggest Duke Nukem fan, I gotta be honest. I find the character a little... And even back then, I found him a little ridiculous. I know people love him. Nintendo wanted more Game Boy Advance GameCube support, and Rare was not as quick on delivery like they were on N64. Interesting. That must have been such a dynamic, crazy time at Rare during that time. Okay, Mr. Super Smash Brothers Melee 3 out of 10. I swear, what are you talking about? I'm just not going to swear on Diddy Kong Racing. You know what? Maybe I should play it to reacquaint. Maybe that's going to be one of those things where I was like, okay, all right, refamiliarizing myself, and I dig it now. All right, I see you. I see you. I see what you're saying there. Is Duke Nukem 64 the best Duke Nukem to experience, though, or should I get a remaster of a classic Duke game? What's the best Duke Nukem game? Which Duke Nukem game, if I could play any one of them, which one should I play? Because I do not look fondly back on Duke Nukem right now. But if I were wanting to change my mind, which game should I play to do that? I know he's a parody of all that stuff. Duke Nukem 3D, Macho King. Which one? Like what machine? PC? Oh, JBJ, no, we don't have any posters. In 2026, PMP Games and myself, we're going to sit down and we're going to try to figure out some merch ideas through the store, including T-shirts and hoodies and stuff. Because I work with these online companies and their prices are different. They change the URLs. Everything kind of changes. They drop it, like they used to make at Design by Humans, which is where I got this hoodie from. They used to make these zip hoodies, which I really like. I like being able to, just zip and wear it like a cardigan kind of thing. And then they stopped making them. So that kind of stuff bugs the crap out of me. It is easy, though, and you can go on Design by Humans or the Spring store that we have, which I think is attached to the YouTube channel. And you can pick up some hoodies and T-shirts and things like that. But I want to figure out a solution where PMP can handle the sales and the distribution. I think that would be great. The hate towards nuts and bolts makes no sense to me. How much more creative can it get? You're going to be a game to make your own stuff. Play the DOS version of Duke Nukem 3D. Holy crap. So just get it on Steam. Duke Nukem 64. Duke Nukem 3D on Saturn. I think I have those. I think I have that. Time to Kill was so good. All right, well, I have the Analogue 3D, and I have Duke Nukem 64, so maybe I'll find that cartridge and check that out. Duke Nukem Time to Kill, that was the PlayStation 1 game. I'm sure I've got that in the collection. Kaiju Ninja, we were doing... we're based out of Canada, out of Vancouver, and so Reviews on the Run was the brand, was the segment in EP that became its own show. In the States, G4 wanted to call it Judgment Day. And in Canada, it eventually launched as Reviews on the Run. I can't exactly remember when Reviews became its own show. And so Tommy and I did that for a long time, but then Video Games Live really started taking off for Tommy, and so he had to make the call to move on. And so that's later on. And then so what I did is I shot Reviews on the Run, Judgment Day, with different hosts. I think G4, they had picked up X-Play, and they didn't need 2 video game review shows on the channel. So they didn't renew on Judgment Day because they owned X-Play, but they picked up EP. And so it became Reviews on the Run exclusively. And we never had a U.S. broadcaster for reviews. We only had it running in the States as its own, or in Canada as its own show. And so Tommy, I think for as long as we made Judgment Day, Tommy was the host. And then when Judgment Day wasn't renewed, that's when Tommy shifted his attention more to, if I'm remembering all of this correctly, and I never wrote a journal, guys, I should have done that. But if I'm remembering all this correctly, that's when we shifted to Reviews on the Run, and I shifted to guest hosts for a while before Scott Jones became my full-time co-host on Reviews on the Run. Had to concentrate. I do. Okay, let's go find let's get in a plane, so I can go find another couple more races here. Time to Kill. People keep saying Time to Kill.
Select your vehicle. Kalakazam.
Oh, I'll bring back Foobs for sure. I miss that guy so much. Love that dude. He is the dad of 2 daughters, my friends. I got a buddy that's been wanting me to write that for a while, Avatar guy, but it's hard to, I spend quite a bit of time now with these classic shows and stuff looking back, but it's hard to look back and make new things all at the same time, and then to think of writing a memoir or a book about my experiences. I'd like to do that. I just don't have the time in a week to be able to pull that together right now. Games take a long time. I've chosen a path where I play games and edit. And they're like two of the most time-consuming things a human being can do. That's why streaming has been so freaking fun, you know? Because it's making some fun stuff with you guys in real time, you know? I really appreciate that. Thunderpin, some Holiday GoldenEye with the EP Nation. So where would we play that? Would we play that on Xbox? Because the online on Nintendo Switch Online is not great. It did work, though. I love that idea, Thunderpin. Portal player likes the streaming a lot. We get the chat. It's the best, right? It's so much damn fun. Okay, let's go. Oh, Frosty Village. Did I not get into Frosty Village? That's why I love this game, man. You could just keep going into all these different locations. Asa, bro, thank you so much. I've been, you know, since the pandemic, I've always been editing. In fact, I noticed in the credits that I was editing Judgment Day when we launched that. So I've been editing, honestly, I learned how to edit. I'd never edited before, and then I learned how to edit on the second episode of Electric Playground. First thing I cut was the interview with Doug Tenaple about the Neverhood, and that was a lot of fun. But I've been editing for a long time, but like really hardcore editing, lots and lots of stuff since the pandemic, since we had to kind of move everything into this space, because prior to that we were doing EP Live and all kinds of stuff, working at the Vancouver Film School, like shooting out of there. That was great. But then I had to like focus on making content out of this space and just, you know, editing my material. And so I've been getting a little bit better bit by bit, learning some things. But what I know about editing is that you don't necessarily get faster. You learn more things, and then you challenge yourself a little bit more, and then you're a little bit more of a perfectionist on trying to, you know, make every edit count, and that just takes a long time. Editing just takes a long time. But I don't want AI to edit. You know what I'm saying? I think AI editing is going to turn every piece of video content out there into homogeneous garbage. Doesn't this game feel like you're just unwrapping more and more of the gift? Like, there's just so much to this game. It's truly like a Super Mario 64 with a cart and or a plane or a hovercraft. It's so freaking fun. Oh, that's so cool, John. John's watching. You asked earlier who we used to watch EP with, and right now my mom is tuned in watching Diddy Kong Racing as she remembers it vividly, as it was a big Christmas game for me as a kid. That is magic. Say hi to your mom. Say hello to your mother for me. That is so cool. Kaiju Ninja, yeah, 11 out of 10 for Diddy Kong Racing. You guys good with that? Frickin' masterpiece. Big love to everybody at Rare that made this for us. What a gift. I think this is top 3 on N64. Top 5 for sure. And I think I'm a Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, in that order guy. I know a lot of people are Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask, and then Super Mario 64, but Super Mario 64 was so revolutionary. Although I think I'm a bigger... It's tough, man. These are they're as essential to games as oxygen is to living, you know? So it's hard to say which is better, the Mario franchise or the Zelda franchise. But I think I'm more of a Zelda franchise guy, but in terms of the N64, I think Mario 64 was number one for me. It changed everything when that game came out, just like Zelda Breath of the Wild did. And Grand Theft Auto 3. And in fact, that's probably my 1, 2, 3 right there. So Breath of the Wild, and then I'd say Grand Theft Auto 3, and then I'd say Super Mario 64. But on the N64, I think it's Super Mario 64. That's the better game. More important game, I guess. But this and Star Wars Rogue Squadron and probably Wave Race. That's my 5 right there. John Yomtov says, is Diddy Kong Racing the definitive kart racer of that generation? It's tough because Crash Team is right up there. You know, they obviously took influence from this. But it's so good. It was magic, though. This is a total Christmas level, isn't it? What are your top 5 N64 games, guys? Let's see your lists. Oh. It's a lot of good ones. Jet Force Gemini, Blast Corps. Shadows of the Empire, I think a lot of people love. 1080 was great. Conker's Bad Fur Day was great. Space Station Silicon Valley, that was pretty rad. Rayman 2, which just came out on Nintendo Switch Online. GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, yeah. I think I'm a GoldenEye over Perfect Dark, even though Perfect Dark is a better game. GoldenEye exists on that meta nostalgic level. That's probably 6 for me, GoldenEye. I think I gotta make that video. My top 10 Nintendo 64 games. Come on! 4th place. Getting slammed here. Star Fox is incredible. Yes. Smash Brothers. That's not in my top 5. Star Fox 64. We're getting some good choices here. Star Fox 64 is number 1. Go-Man. Is that how you say it? Go-Man or Gay-Man? I don't know how you say that. F-Zero 64, Mario Party 2, 1080 Snowboarding, Perfect Dark 64, Mario Golf and Mario Tennis were excellent. Yoshi's Story was good. Again, though, Yoshi's Island, that's one of the best side-scrolling platform games of all time on Super Nintendo. I was expecting games that were sequels from SNES to N64 to be a lot better. Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine is pretty damn fun. Bone Champ for life. You're right. Game N. Okay. All right. Bomberman 64. Yeah. Aesop says Ocarina, Mario, No Mercy, Mario Kart 64, Pokemon Stadium. There's another good one. Bone Champ for Life. The new Indiana Jones game asks, did I like the new Indiana Jones game? The new Indiana Jones game was an emotional, mind-blowing experience for me. I adore that game. It was our game of the year for the Rocket and Ray Guns for the 2024. And please watch my review and the Rocket and Ray Guns from last year. I'm currently in prep mode for the Rocket and Ray Gun Awards for 2025. But Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, sublime. What a magical, fantastic experience that game is. What a gift. And thank you so much for being here with that great question. Grovel, 50 months of support, subscribing on our Twitch channel. Thank you so much, my friend. You rule. Thank you so much. 50 months. That's wild. Winback was pretty fun. Hogwarts Legacy, I just saw JBJ at 40 million copies have sold of that game. So good. Rare made Killer Instinct, but it was made for... Yeah, I guess they owned it because it stayed with them. Tetrasphere, that's a cool one. That was made in Vancouver and Calgary. We did stories on that game back when that was coming out. Mischief Makers. I have not tried Star Fox or Shadows of the Empire on the Analogue yet. I have not. All right, let's try this race one more time here. 1, Donkey Kong 64. That's your number 1, Chris. Super Mario 64. Number 2, Mario Party 3, Yoshi's Story, and Diddy Kong Racing. You kept it in a family there. You kept it in the Mario Donkey Kong family there. That's awesome. Wetrix, oh my god. Yeah, you guys are pulling out. I mean, they didn't have tons of games on the N64, but you're pulling out lots of good ones right there. Okay, I want to try that one more time. Here we go. Let's see if I can beat this one.
Frosty Village.
Rare made so many good damn games on this machine. Every at-bat was interesting, you know? I remember this being my power-up of choice. Giving you 10 missiles is a big deal, I think. Can't shoot behind. I think that started with Double Dash. No, 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 no! Oh, Jesus. I thought I was going to get that. No. Oh! Because this was missing some frames of animation, it does feel like there's a little bit of a predictive kind of curve you have to have while you play, because you don't quite know where your kart's going to end up. Ugh, it's tough to play a racing game without, that's not at 60 frames a second. We got this! Yes! Yes! Bone Champ, well, it just feels like the fluidity of when you're making the turns and stuff, you just feel like you're not connecting to it like you're connecting on like Mario Kart World or Sonic Racing Cross Worlds or tons of other racing games out there that just make every corner and every change on the car's positioning a little bit more fluid. It's hard to describe. You know, it's like you can feel like you're in the middle space of between one frame and the next frame, it feels like. Love Banjo-Kazooie. Absolutely. Fantastic games. The turns aren't stitched as tight as other racers. I don't know how to explain it without playing a 60 frames per second game, and you just feel much more connected to the control of the craft. There is a little bit of a feel of, it's a fluidity thing. There's a little feel of like you're disconnected from it a bit. You know what I'm saying? All right, you guys, that was a good couple hours of Diddy Kong Racing, one of the best racing kart games ever made. I like this better than Mario Kart 64 Bone Champ. This is my favorite kart racing game on this platform for sure. It's one of my favorites, period. It's in my top 5 on N64. Love this game. Love that you guys joined me to play it, show it off a little bit on the Analogue 3D. It runs great. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's kind of our first EPN Retro weekend, but we're going to keep this train rolling. So next weekend on our YouTube channel, EP Classic at 9 a.m. Pacific, Judgment Day Episode 2 at 9:30 a.m. Pacific, and then at 10 a.m. Pacific, I will find another cool classic game for us to stream and chat about and have some fun. Thank you guys. Happy holidays to everybody. I will see you soon, and until then, play forever.